Hello everybody, my name is Alec Glass and today I'm going to be talking to you about beginning and intermediate methods of tuning. Tuning is the way that we help our instruments get closer to an organized pitch method. We tune our instruments before we practice and before performances and rehearsals. The ways that we know we're in tune is by either having an app on things like a smartphone or a tablet, or having a physical one like I have here. This one's by the company Korg. The way that we tune is by using the larger pegs up here and then the fine tuners down at the bottom. The larger pegs are for larger adjustments, so let's say you're very sharp or very flat or very high or very low in reference to the pitch you're aiming for. Then the fine tuners are for smaller adjustments down at the bottom here. I'm going to start by demonstrating the top larger tuning pegs. The way we want to do this is we hold the cello with our legs like so on either side with the strings facing towards us. This way, if let's say for a string to snap, it would go up and it would go down and it wouldn't hit us. Now, the larger tuning peg, if you turn it into the instrument clockwise, that goes sharp and raises the pitch. Counterclockwise lowers the pitch. That works for both the fine tuners and the large tuners. While we're churning this peg, we're going to be pushing inward while churning so that we're getting into the grain of the wood and we can feel that. With our other hand, we're going to be pushing onto the arm here. So while we're churning, we're pushing at the same time. So that's an in tune A there. For my sake, I'm going to remember that pitch. And I'm going to loosen the string, for example. And now we can tell that's super, super low. So I'm bracing the neck with this hand, grabbing the peg here. Because we're flat and we're trying to go sharp, I'm going to be turning it clockwise to raise the pitch. I don't know if you can hear the cracking in the wood of while I'm pushing in and churning. Don't be afraid, you're not going to break the neck. The wood is meant for this strength. You're pushing in, you're churning, and that's actually pretty in tune there. So now we're going to move on to the fine tuning. Now, using the tuner, a physical tuner or the one that you have on your phone, we're now going to use the fine tuner to get closer to our pitch that we're going to. We're going to tighten our bow and take our cello out into position by adjusting our input. And now that we're here, the way that we reach these fine tuners while we're sitting in position is we take the cello and we kind of slant it away from our body. And we have it leaning onto my left leg here. And I'm going to be leaning over the instrument, and with our bow, we're going to have it going over here and we're going to reach over the bow. Now, the furthest left, when you're sitting at the instrument, furthest left tuner is going to be for our top string, the A string. Right now, we're on the lower side, so we're going to raise it by turning it clockwise. While we're bowing back and forth, just like this. D string's out of tune, so let me fix that real quick. Now that our A string is in tune, and we're going to assume that the rest of our strings are in tune as well, at this point, you're pretty much set. You're ready to play, and we're going to go through some different methods of how to check that your strings are in tune. If you go individually with the tuner and you double check that they're all in tune, you're all good to go. Here are some other ways, let's say you don't have a tuner, that you can double check that your strings are in tune. These are more intermediate methods. The first way is by using harmonics. Harmonics here, we're able to check and see if the A's match. This is the A harmonic up here on the A string, halfway up the string. And then here is the A that's in fourth position on the D string. Those harmonics should match. That matches both the A and the D string. For example, I'm going to lower the pitch of the D string and show you what this sounds like if it's out of tune. And you can hear that it's a little bit too low, so I'm going to raise it back up. Just double check. A little too low. Too low still. Almost there. And there we go. The other way is by playing the two strings at the same time. Again, I do this by laying over to this way. And you're listening for the two strings to really resonate in tune together. It'll sound like this if it's out of tune. I'm going to lower the pitch of the D string while maintaining the A string. When it's out of tune, you're not really sure exactly what's out of tune necessarily. You know something might be high or something might be low. So what you want to do is you want to go below the pitch and then raise it above the pitch. So right now I'm going to raise this D past in tune to hear what it sounds like when it's too sharp. And there we are, too sharp. So now we're going to catch it right down in the middle. And you can hear it locking into tune there. Check out the harmonics. And we are in tune. And that is the instructional video for intonation and how to tune for beginners and intermediates. Thank you.